Why do smart, capable leaders get stuck? And how do we get unstuck? I'd like to introduce a formula for change. So, if we're going to look at how we can change things, it's helpful to have a formula for change to guide our conversation. And over the next few days, I'm going to do a couple of videos around how we can unstick ourselves. So, this is a formula called the Gleicher formula, and it's very simple. It stands for D, dissatisfaction, times FV, future vision, times A, action. All of that has to be greater than resistance in order for us to create change. So today, let's explore dissatisfaction. So dissatisfaction, to create change, we really have to be clear on what's not working. I was in a conversation with somebody yesterday, and she started to share everything that was not working. So she was working too hard at work. She wasn't getting promoted. She felt that she wasn't receiving the financial compensation that she deserved for all the work that she was doing. She was working too many hours. She felt like she was burned out. It was starting to impact her well-being and her health. It was starting to impact how she was showing up at home, not quite as present with the kids that she wanted to be, as she wanted to be. And so she started to, itemize and clarify all the reasons why she was dissatisfied. And then all of a sudden in that conversation, she said, I should just be more grateful. And so what happened, right? I was like, whoa, what just happened there? Like, we had our foot on the gas, understanding what's not working, going towards wanting to change things. And all of a sudden, abrupt halt, this other foot is on the brake. And here we are, we're stuck. And so simply to highlight, first and foremost, that this is often why we get stuck. Because a part of us has our foot on the gas moving towards something, and another part of us has that foot on the brake holding us exactly where we are. And so for this particular leader, it was showing up around these themes of dissatisfaction and gratitude. So how do we resolve this? First of all, notice for yourself whether this pattern is happening, a part of you that's moving towards and a part of you that's pulling you back. Start to get curious about what those two parts of you are saying about what they care about. And 3, understand that this is really not an intellectual problem. It's not that you're not smart enough. It's more of an emotional intelligence problem. So at the root of this is the inability to be with both the feeling of dissatisfaction and the feeling of gratitude at the same time. It's seeing them as polar opposites and as that pulling away from each other, when actual emotional capacity and intelligence gives you the ability to be with differing emotional experiences at the same time. So learning to be with both of those at the same time is another way to resolve this. And when you do that, you're not only unsticking yourself from this challenging situation, but you're actually developing key leadership capacities that are required today. So this capacity and emotional intelligence is really required in a leadership today. And this capacity to be with polarities, things that pull at each other, to move from the flip-flopping between the black and the white, the two extremes, to finding that place in the middle, is another place of leadership development today. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. What do you think about this video? Do you get stuck? How do you get stuck? Do you recognize this pattern of, dissatisfaction? And then I feel bad about my dissatisfaction? Let me know. I'd love to hear from you.